All right, diving right into the deep dive today.
Okay.
And we're going to be taking a look at
Yeah.
the second quarter results for fiscal year 25
Okay.
from RHI Magnesita India.
Sounds good.
Now, if you're listening to this, you probably want to get a better understanding of this company's performance.
Sure.
And you should, because they're a global leader when it comes to refractory materials.
Yeah, that's right.
And just, as a reminder, that's the stuff that lines furnaces and kilns
Right.
in industries like steel and cement.
Yeah, some seriously tough stuff.
Yeah,
It has to withstand some crazy high temperature.
it does.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot to look at today.
Oh, yeah.
We've got their press release. We've got their financials.
Uh-huh.
We even got a glimpse into their investor presentation.
Nice.
So
Looking forward to it.
get ready, strap in,
Yeah.
buckle up.
Yeah.
It's going to be a wild ride because they've got some really interesting stuff happening.
Well, I'm amazed how well RHI Magnesita India has performed
Yeah.
in what has been a pretty volatile market. I mean, think about some of the challenges they've had to deal with. They've had increased imports impacting their steel customers.
Yeah.
And the cement sector that has been incredibly unpredictable.
Yeah.
And even with all of that,
Right.
they managed to increase their volume by 5% compared to last quarter.
That's impressive.
It is.
It sounds like
Yeah.
they've really figured out
Ah.
how to adapt and adjust their strategy,
Yeah, they have.
especially since they've managed to keep those profit margins
Right.
healthy, even better than last year.
Yep.
Okay, so walk me through some of these key numbers.
Sure.
What are we looking at for revenue
You're right.
and profit?
So their revenue for the first half of fiscal year 25 came in at 874,582 lakhs.
Okay.
Now that is down 8.8% compared to the same period last year. But we can see things are starting to turn around because their Q2 revenue actually ticked up 5%.
Okay, right.
As for profit, they're sitting pretty at 11,879 lakhs
Okay.
for the first half of the fiscal year. And that is a significant jump
Wow.
compared to last year.
Okay.
And their earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization.
Right, EBITDA.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a mouthful,
It is.
but it's a really good measure of their operating profitability.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's holding steady at a very healthy 16%.
Mhm.
So that means they're making money from their core operations,
Right.
which is a really good sign,
Yeah.
especially, in these uncertain times.
So they're profitable,
Yeah.
even with the market going up and down like a roller coaster.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Are there any red flags
Mm.
in those numbers, or does it look like smooth sailing?
No business is ever completely smooth sailing,
True.
but they are managing things very well. If we look closely at the numbers, though, we do see that their raw material costs have gone up significantly.
Okay.
Things like, alumina-based materials and chromite sand, they've seen some pretty big price hikes.
Yeah.
Which obviously puts a bit of a squeeze on profitability.
Makes sense with
Yeah.
everything going on with global supply chains.
Right.
I've been hearing similar stories
Yeah.
from other industries.
It's a common theme.
So how are they managing this
Yeah.
increase in costs?
Well, one interesting thing is that their inventory levels have also increased,
Okay.
which, might seem counterintuitive at first.
Yeah.
But it's actually a strategic move on their part.
How so?
They're stocking up
Okay.
to meet the demand that they're seeing in their order books for Q3.
So they're basically betting on continued growth.
They are, yeah.
That's a pretty confident move in this environment.
It is. It shows that they're very bullish on the future. It tells me they see a market that's hungry for their products.
Yeah.
And they're gearing up to meet that demand.
Okay.
Now, there are a couple of things I do want to mention for, those who like to get into the nitty-gritty
Oh, yeah. Let's get into the details.
of financial statements.
I love it.
Okay, so there have been some purchase price adjustments related to companies and assets that they've acquired,
Okay.
and those have affected how much they've reported for amortization.
Right. So that's how they spread out
Exactly.
the cost of those acquisitions over time.
That's exactly right, yeah.
Okay.
And plus, they also had a gain from a contract that helps them manage currency risk,
Okay.
and that has impacted their finance costs.
Right.
So, these are kind of nuanced details.
Yeah.
But they give you a little more insight into their overall financial strategy.
It's always interesting to see
Yeah.
how those finer points play out in the big picture.
Absolutely.
Okay, so they're performing well financially.
Yes.
Despite the market challenges. What's their secret sauce?
Well,
How are they setting themselves up for future growth?
they've got some pretty exciting initiatives underway.
Okay.
And one that really stands out to me is their commitment to the Make in India strategy.
Right.
They're establishing a state-of-the-art center of excellence for iron making in Jamshedpur.
Wait, Jamshedpur?
Yeah.
Isn't that right in the heart
It is.
of India's fastest growing blast furnace region?
It is. They're putting themselves right where the action is.
That's brilliant.
It is.
They're really putting themselves right where all the action is, so they're not just building any facility.
No.
This is going to be fully automated, cutting-edge technology for producing those key materials for the iron-making process.
That's right.
They're even creating interactive customer experiences. So they can really tailor solutions to each client's specific needs.
Absolutely.
It sounds like they're going all in on making this center a real game changer.
Yeah, they are.
But how much are they investing in this?
Well,
We're talking about state-of-the-art, so I'm guessing it's not cheap.
You're right. They're investing big, over 10 crore in capital expenditure.
Wow.
And they're expecting a big return on that investment, too.
Yeah.
By 2027, they're projecting a capacity increase of 9,600 tons. Which is a significant boost.
That's huge.
To their production capabilities.
That is a huge increase.
It is.
Clearly, they see a big future for themselves in the Indian market.
They do.
But it's not just about building more, is it?
No, it's not.
What else are they doing to ensure they stay ahead of the curve?
Innovation is a key part of their strategy. They're not just focused on expanding capacity. They're developing new products and solutions that meet the evolving needs of their customers. Take their lining evaluation scan technology, for example.
Okay, the LES.
Oh, yeah, the LES.
I'm intrigued.
All right.
What is so special about this LES technology?
Well, it's absolutely revolutionizing
the
way the cement industry inspects their kilns. You know, these kilns are massive. They're huge cylindrical furnaces used to make cement. And inspecting them has always been a really slow, difficult, and often dangerous task. It involved manual measurements, which were time-consuming and not always accurate. But RHI Magnesita's LES technology changes all that.
All right, so tell me more. How does it work?
It uses a digital scanning system to quickly and accurately assess the condition of the kiln's lining, all while keeping everyone safe. Plus, it's incredibly efficient. They can generate a full report within just 2 hours of finishing the scan.
Wow, that's a huge improvement.
It is.
Over the old methods. But are cement companies actually using this new technology?
They are, absolutely. They're seeing a lot of interest in adoption.
Good.
And they already have repeat customers who are coming back for more.
That's great.
One of their success stories involves a major cement producer in India who has used LES multiple times.
That's awesome.
So that's a great testament to how valuable and reliable this technology is.
I love seeing that kind of real-world impact.
Yeah.
It shows that they're not just coming up with cool ideas.
Right.
They're delivering solutions that are making a real difference.
Exactly, yeah.
And it sounds like this LES technology is a win-win.
It is.
Safer, faster, more accurate inspections for their customers. And a successful innovation for RHI Magnesita.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of wins, I hear they also had a pretty big achievement.
They did.
With a client in the steel industry.
Oh, yes. This involved a public sector client who, using RHI Magnesita's innovative tundish technology, achieved a record-breaking 70 continuous steel casting heats.
That's amazing.
It is.
So they're not just innovating to the cement industry. They're making waves in steel as well.
Exactly.
It's very cool.
Yeah, they invested about 200 lakhs in equipment at the client site for this project. And they anticipate orders exceeding 2,000 lakhs as a result.
So it's a win-win situation.
And it is.
For both RHI Magnesita and their customer.
Yeah.
So they're proving that they can deliver cutting-edge solutions across multiple industries.
That's right.
It's clear that they're committed to pushing the boundaries of what's possible in refractory technology.
Absolutely.
But it's not just about the technology, is it?
Well,
what about the people behind these innovations?
Yeah, speaking of the people behind the scenes, there have been some changes within RHI Magnesita India's board and committees.
I'm all ears. Tell me more.
Okay, so The board of directors has restructured several key committees, including the Audit Committee, Nomination and Remuneration Committee, Risk Management Committee, Corporate Social Responsibility Committee, and Fundraising Committee.
All right, so let's unpack these changes one by one.
Sure.
Can you give me a rundown of who's who?
Absolutely.
On the new committee?
So the Audit Committee is now chaired by Mr. Kamal Sarda, with Mr. Nazim Sheikh, Ms. Sanu Chadha, and Mr. Gustavo Lucio Goncalves Franco serving as members.
Got it. What about the Nomination and Remuneration Committee?
Okay, so that committee is headed by Mr. Nazim Sheikh, with Mr. Kamal Sarda and Ms. Tiziana Kobel joining him as members.
Got it.
Then we have the Risk Management Committee, which is led by Ms. Tiziana Kobel as chairman. And Mr. Kamal Sarda and Mr. Parmad Sagar are the members.
Okay, and what about the committees focused on social responsibility and fundraising?
So the Corporate Social Responsibility Committee is chaired by Ms. Sonu Chadha, with Ms. Tiziana Kobel and Mr. Parmad Sagar as members.
Got it.
And lastly, we have the Fundraising Committee, chaired by Mr. Kamal Sarda, with Ms. Sonu Chadha and Mr. Parmad Sagar serving as members.
Thanks for walking me through those changes.
No problem.
It's always helpful to know who's steering the ship.
It is.
So to speak.
Yeah.
Speaking of steering the ship in a positive direction, let's talk about RHI Magnesita, India's commitment to corporate social responsibility.
All right.
I'm always interested in companies that go beyond just profits and make a real effort to give back to their communities. So what are they doing?
Well, they're definitely doing that.
Okay.
They have a number of really impactful initiatives in areas like education, health, and community development.
I'd love to hear more.
Okay.
What are some of the specific programs they're involved in?
Well, one of their most noteworthy programs is called Vidha Volunteers, which aims to address the shortage of teachers and improve the quality of education for over 5,000 students.
That's fantastic. Education is so crucial.
It is.
And it's great to see them investing in the future of these children.
Absolutely.
What about healthcare?
They're also doing some great work in healthcare.
Okay.
They've partnered with VRD Trust Hospital to provide free medical consultations and medicines to people in rural communities.
Wow.
This partnership has already helped over 4,000 residents get access to much-needed healthcare services.
Providing access to healthcare in those communities is so important.
It is.
It sounds like they're making a tangible difference.
They are.
In people's lives.
Yeah.
Are there any other initiatives you'd like to highlight?
Sure. They're also investing in improving infrastructure in communities near their plants. Things like roads and drainage systems, which, directly improves the quality of life of people living there.
Makes sense.
And they're also empowering marginalized groups through safety and skills training programs. For example, they provided customer care training for visually impaired girls in Raipur and Bhubaneswar.
Wow.
Helping them gain skills that can lead to greater independence and opportunity.
Those are some really impressive initiatives.
Yeah.
It's great to see a company not just talking about social responsibility, but actively working to make a positive impact in their communities.
Absolutely.
That's a wrap for part one of our deep dive into RHI Magnesita, India's second quarter results for fiscal year 25.
Sounds good.
We've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah, we have.
From their solid financial performance to their strategic investments for future growth. We've also seen their commitment to innovation, social responsibility, and community engagement.
They're doing a lot of good things.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is.
So stick around. We'll be right back with part two of this deep dive.
Looking forward to it.
Into the world of refractory materials and the future of RHI Magnesita India.
Great.
Okay. So we're back for part two of our deep dive into RHI Magnesita India.
Okay.
We've already uncovered some pretty impressive financial results and learned about those record-breaking achievements with their innovative technologies.
That's right.
But now I'm really curious about how they're planning to tackle the future, especially with all the talk about India's ambitious growth plans.
It's definitely an exciting time for industries in India.
Yeah.
And, RHI Magnesita India seems to be in a prime position to capitalize on that growth.
Right.
If you look at projections for the refractory market,
okay,
and remember, that's those heat-resistant materials that are essential. for industries like steel and cement.
Yeah, essential.
India is expected to be the fastest growing market globally.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Experts are forecasting a compound annual growth rate of 6-8%.
That's a serious growth spurt.
It is.
So how is RHI Magnesita India with their 30% market share?
Right.
How are they preparing to ride that wave?
They're not just riding the wave, they're actively shaping it.
Okay.
Their local manufacturing strategy is a key part of their approach. It aligns perfectly with the government's Make in India initiative, which encourages domestic production.
It makes so much sense.
Yeah.
By producing locally, they can respond more quickly to customer needs, reduce those wait times for deliveries, and contribute to the growth of the Indian economy.
It's a win-win-win.
It is. It is. And let's not forget the added advantage they have from being part of the global RHI Magnesita Group.
Absolutely.
They have access to a wealth of technology, research and development expertise, and a vast global product range.
That's right.
That they can leverage in the Indian market.
Absolutely. They can bring the best of the best.
It's like having a global support system.
It is.
To help them navigate the complexities of this rapidly growing market.
It is.
But even with all these advantages, there are bound to be challenges.
Of course, there always are.
So what are some of the hurdles they might encounter on this growth journey?
Well, one challenge is the increasing competition in the refractory industry.
Makes sense.
There are other companies, both from within India and internationally, who are also vying for a piece of this lucrative market.
Competition is always a factor in business.
It is.
So how do you see RHI Magnesita India staying ahead of the curve and maintaining that leadership position?
I think a big part of their strategy will be to keep innovating.
Right.
We've already seen how their lining evaluation scan,
the LES.
Or LES technology, is shaking things up in the cement industry.
Right.
They need to continue developing new products and solutions that anticipate the evolving needs of their customers.
It's like they need to have a crystal ball.
Yeah, kind of.
To see what customers will need before they even realize they need it.
Great, exactly.
So how can they possibly stay ahead of the curve like that?
It requires a deep understanding of the market trends, close collaboration with their customers, and a willingness to invest in research and development. They need to be constantly listening, learning, and experimenting.
It's not easy.
It's not, but they seem to be doing a good job so far.
Yeah, they've definitely proven their ability to innovate. But competition isn't the only challenge they're facing.
Yeah, no, it's not.
What about external factors? The things they can't control?
Right, the things that are outside of their control?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like what?
The global economic landscape can be unpredictable.
Right.
Economic slowdowns, fluctuations in currency exchange rates, geopolitical uncertainties.
Yeah, those are some big, scary things.
They are, and all of these can impact their business, even if they're doing everything right internally.
So they're up against some big, scary forces.
They are.
How can they mitigate those risks and protect themselves from those external shocks?
Well, one way is to diversify their operations by expanding into new markets. They can spread the risk and reduce their dependence on any one particular region.
So don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. Another key factor is building strong, resilient relationships with their suppliers and customers.
Right. Build those strong partnerships.
Exactly. This helps to create a more stable and reliable ecosystem for their business. And then, you know, we can't forget about internal challenges, too. Managing a company as large and complex as RHI Magnesita India comes with its own set of hurdles.
Right. What are some of those internal challenges?
Well, maintaining a strong and cohesive organizational culture across different locations and department is really crucial.
Right.
And attracting and retaining top talent in a competitive job market.
Yeah. It's tough out there.
It is. It is.
And ensuring efficient operations across all of their facilities, that's no small feat.
No, it's not.
It's almost like conducting an orchestra, you know?
Right.
You need all the different instruments playing in harmony to create a beautiful sound. And if one section is out of sync,
right,
the whole performance suffers.
That's a great analogy.
It really is.
Yeah.
And that's why leadership, communication, and a shared vision are so vital.
Absolutely.
So to recap,
Okay.
we have a company that's poised for massive growth in a rapidly expanding market. But they're also facing challenges from competition,
right,
external economic factors, and the inherent complexities of managing a large, growing organization.
It's a lot to juggle.
It sounds like a real high-wire act.
It is. It's a high-stakes game. But I think RHI Magnesita India is well-equipped to play it. They have a strong track record of success, a solid strategy for growth, and a deep commitment to innovation and customer satisfaction.
This deep dive has really opened my eyes to the world of refractory materials and the crucial role that they play in so many industries.
Absolutely.
It's been fascinating to learn.
It has.
About all the innovations driving this industry forward.
It has been a journey of discovery.
It has.
And as we wrap up this part of our exploration, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question.
All right, hit me.
Given RHI Magnesita India's strategic investments in innovation, their focus on expanding capacity, and their deep understanding of their customers' needs, how do you see their role evolving in the Indian refractory market over the next 5 years?
That's a great question to ponder.
It is.
And it leads us perfectly into part 3
of
our deep dive.
Sounds good.
Where we'll explore some potential scenarios for the future. And discuss what lies ahead for this refractory giant.
Looking forward to it.
So stay with us. We'll be right back to continue unraveling the RHI Magnesita India story. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into RHI Magnesita India.
All right.
We've crunched the numbers, we've explored their strategies. We've even gotten a glimpse of some pretty amazing innovations.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. It really has. But now it's time to put on our thinking caps. And really try to imagine what the future holds for this company. Now, in the last part, we left you with a question.
We did.
How do you see RHI Magnesita India shaping the Indian refractory market over the next 5 years? Considering all of their investments, their focus on growth, and their customer-centric approach.
Absolutely.
As we think about that. It's important to remember the big picture. India is on the verge of a major industrial boom.
It is.
And refractory materials are essential.
They are.
For all of those industries to function.
It's true.
We're talking steel, cement, glass, so many others.
It's easy to overlook those heat-resistant materials. But without them, you know, those furnaces, kilns, and reactors simply wouldn't work.
Exactly. And as those industries grow, the demand for high-quality, innovative refractory solutions, it's going to explode.
Absolutely. It's going to skyrocket.
And that's where I see RHI Magnesita India really stepping up and taking a leadership role.
I agree.
They've already laid the groundwork.
They have.
With their local manufacturing strategy. Their investment in that state-of-the-art center of excellence in Jamshedpur. And their focus on really understanding and meeting their customers' needs.
It's smart.
These aren't just smart moves. They're visionary.
I think so, too.
It's like they're not just waiting for the future to happen. They're actively shaping it.
They are.
So what do you think that future looks like for them?
Well, I think we could see RHI Magnesita India evolving from simply being a supplier of refractory materials to becoming a true partner for their customers.
Interesting.
I'm talking about collaborating from the initial design phase all the way through to ongoing optimization and support.
So they're not just selling products, they're providing a complete life cycle approach to refractory solutions.
It really transforms the relationship from, you know, a simple transaction to a real partnership where RHI Magnesita India's expertise becomes a valuable asset for their clients.
That's a really interesting shift.
It is.
And remember, they have access to the global RHI Magnesita Group's research and development, innovation pipeline, and a vast network of experts.
They do.
They can bring the best of the best to the Indian market.
Absolutely.
It's like having a global brain trust.
It is.
At their disposal.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm particularly excited to see how they leverage digital technologies to enhance their offerings even further.
Like the LES technology we talked about.
Exactly, like the LES technology.
Yeah.
Imagine predictive maintenance solutions that use sensors and data analytics to anticipate wear and tear in those refractory linings. This would allow companies to make timely repairs, minimize downtime, and optimize their operations.
So it's like having a crystal ball.
Yeah, kind of.
So your industrial equipment.
It is. It's about shifting from a reactive approach to a proactive one, which is so important in today's fast-paced industrial environment. And it ties in perfectly with their commitment to sustainability by extending the lifespan of refractory materials and optimizing resource usage.
They're helping to create a more environmentally responsible industrial sector.
It's a win for the companies.
Yeah.
A win for the environment. And a win for RHI Magnesita India.
It is.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah, but you know, we can't forget about the people behind all of this. As RHI Magnesita India grows, their ability to attract, develop, and retain top talent is going to be crucial.
It's the people who drive those innovations.
It is.
And make these advancements possible.
Oh, absolutely.
So what does that look like?
Well, they need to create a culture of learning, collaboration, innovation, where employees feel valued and empowered. It's about investing in training and development, promoting from within, and creating opportunities for growth.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and as they expand their operations, you know, it's important that they continue to prioritize social responsibility. Their initiatives in education, healthcare, and community development,
they're impressive.
They are impressive.
Yeah.
And scaling those efforts alongside their business growth is going to be essential.
It's about making sure that their growth benefits not just the company, but also the communities that they operate in.
It is. It's about creating shared value and leaving a positive impact.
Well, it's been an incredible deep dive into the world of RHI Magnesita India.
It has.
It's clear that they're a company with a lot of potential.
They are.
And I for one, am excited to see what the future holds for them.
Yeah, we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah.
But I hope this has given you a better understanding of their performance, their strategies, and the exciting opportunities
that lie ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah, to our listeners, we encourage you to continue exploring this fascinating company and the broader refractory industry.
Absolutely.
Keep learning, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep.
Keep diving deep.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.